If you're a DC fan, the past few weeks have been an absolute whirlwind, and it's been chaos for James Gunn, the head of DC Films, who was brought in to make some tough decisions about the future of this comic book universe, whether it's going to be a full reboot, who you're going to keep, who you're going to get rid of. And some of his decisions, people for the most part seemed okay with, like axing Wonder Woman 3 after Patty Jenkins and the disaster that was Wonder Woman 1984. A lot of people, when they heard that news, were like, okay, that's probably a good idea not to have Patty Jenkins do her own thing yet again for Wonder Woman 3. But then when the Henry Cavill news dropped, it was seemingly a near unanimous outcry that said, what are you doing? How could you get rid of Henry Cavill just a month after Warner Brothers announced they were bringing him back as Superman? And since that moment in time, Fire James Gunn has been trending on Twitter for basically a week straight. Sometimes it's with, 3,000 or 4,000 tweets. Sometimes it's with 50, 60, 70,000 tweets. As fans of all shapes and sizes, people who like the Snyder characters, people that don't like the Snyderverse, people that like the Suicide Squad, hated what James Gunn did. A variety of different people are coming together to say, hey, what you're doing right now, we don't think it's a very good decision. And in response to that, what did James Gunn do? Of course, he attacked the fan base. He tried to play it off as, look at these toxic fans who are saying mean things. When the reality is, just like we see in so many of these situations, the vast majority of people, 99.999% of people out there, are just speaking out about how unhappy they are with some of these decisions. But of course, that's not what people like James Gunn and people who are so often in charge of these things, when they try to play victim, when they try to put off their unpopular decision and try to make it into something else, you end up with even more backlash. DC Comics fans demand James Gunn's firing after Henry Cavill exit. Never trust anyone in Hollywood. Director James Gunn appears to be bearing the brunt of the blame for DC Comics fans seething over the departure of Superman star Henry Cavill. Cavill announced last week he would not return to the blue-caped superhero. He said he respects what Gunn and Peter Safran are trying to build, and Gunn had said in the statement the next Superman movie will focus on the hero's early years. DC fans are making their feelings known on Twitter through the hashtag #FireJamesGunn and hashtag #BoycottWarnerBrothers. This is why you never trust anyone in Hollywood. Never a more loyal actor to his role. He misspelled the role there, but hey, whatever. And they screwed him over hard. He's a once-in-a-lifetime Superman actor, and now will never see its potential or passion put to use. And then I love the fact that they used Lauren's tweet right here. Here's Lauren Chen. After James Gunn tries to make it all about these unhappy fans, right? Lauren says, quote, "Are we making bad decisions about the films we make? No, it's the millions of fans who are wrong." And all of this has led to more rumors from inside Warner Brothers themselves that there might be some people that aren't super happy with James Gunn there. And there's even people trying to leak things like maybe they don't think he's fit for the job. Warner Brothers insider reportedly doubts James Gunn can manage DC Studios. Now, there have been some reports out there that are pretty unverified. They're like, no, Warner Brothers is actually thinking about firing James Gunn. I don't think that's the case. I think they are more than willing to let James Gunn take this thing, make all the decisions, stand behind him, and see what he can do for the DCU going forward. At this point, with all the decisions he made, you kind of have to stand by him. But there are some people at Warner Brothers who don't think that that will be the case, that he's going to be able to succeed with the DCU. Facing countless questions from fans and industry insiders ever since taking over, James Gunn now has doubters within Warner Brothers about his management capabilities following a raft of reported changes made under his watch. A report in the New York Post cites one Warner Brothers insider as suggesting Gunn doesn't have what it takes to lead DC's rebuild. According to the source, Gunn lacks experience and doesn't compare to Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige because of it. Gunn has never run anything, the insider said. I wonder if big filmmakers will work for another director with zero experience guiding movies through the huge grinder of a system. He's not Kevin Feige of Marvel. Now, saying that someone is, just like Kevin Feige or comparable to Kevin Feige, that might have been like a massive compliment 4 or 5 years ago. After Phase 4 of the MCU, after the floundering box office results, after the MCU's just gone completely woke, I don't know if it's the same type of, respect put on that name anymore, but you do understand what they're saying. Somebody who's been there, done that, got all these projects off the ground, oversaw multiple projects all at the same time in the same comic book universe, things like that. That's what they're talking about when they're making that comparison. But it's hard to ignore right now the mass backlash that's out there for James Gunn. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. It only only seems to be speeding up, and I get it, it's a tough position to be in for sure. And even though I don't like the Cavill decision, I understand it. I can get why someone would want to just start fresh. Even with giving up somebody like Henry Cavill, I can get it. However, if you know these things are going to be unpopular, you know not everybody's going to be happy, you got to stand by those things. You can't go out there and all of a sudden try to play the victim about, oh, fans are being mean to me, things like that. That shit will not work because, quite frankly, people care about these characters. People care about this franchise. People want to see it do well. And nearly unanimously, everybody that's out there criticizing it right now, it's not some toxic thing. No, it's people that just want the best for these characters and think that these are the wrong decisions. But once again, you see people in Hollywood trying to play the victim. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.